How to solve a real-world math problem. If I gave you this forecast and asked you, what would you expect and how would you respond? Many of us would say we will grab an umbrella because we can see that it's about to rain. Well, if I give you this forecast and asked you, what do you expect and how do you respond? What would your answer be? Our preparation always reveals our beliefs. If we know it's about to rain, we're going to grab the umbrella, the thing that keeps the rain off of us. Yet, what we're grabbing for our kids is not keeping the rain off of them. You see, rain happens when warm and cold fronts intersect. And you know what also happens? Inequity happens when the following things intersect as well: bias and practices. This is our real-world math problem. And just like with any math problem, we need to analyze the data. We need to look for patterns. We need to make sense of it because we have a problem. Let me tell you about the problem I had in my middle school. At my middle school, at the current time, we ask our kids to use the standards of mathematical practice, but I believe that mathematical proficient teachers need to use these standards as well because we have these standards to make sense of the mathematics. And my problem was that there were no black boys in the highest level math classes at my school. So I wanted to use mathematical practice 1, make sense of the problems and persevere in solving it. And so what I decided to do is look at the problem that I saw and then come up with a viable argument. Mathematical practice 3. All the boys came in at a very high level, and why is it that by the time they get into 8th grade, they can no longer do the math anymore? That does not make sense. So then I tapped into mathematical practice 7 to look for and make use of structure. And what I saw at my school is that we had club days and on Mondays, and I was teaching the kids how to play spades, and I was just like, let me change my club to a club to actually make a difference. And so I started Aftermath, a club after math class that focuses on the aftermath of black boys pursuing aftermath. The purpose of this club was to get all of these boys into an advanced math class. Well, here are the results. 3 of the 20 boys went into Math 1-2, the highest one. Cohort 2, 5 of the 21 boys went on to Math 1-2. And then cohort 3, 9 of the 20 boys went on to Math 1-2, with the rest of the boys going into an accelerated math class, with the exception of 3. These are our real-world math problems, and maybe we're asking students to do standards and practices that we ourselves are not willing to do. Because when we see data like this, we have the tendency to doing the following: student interventions, because we're trying to get kids caught up, because we care. But my question is, where are our teacher interventions? Interventions on what we believe. Because our belief speaks to our standards, it speaks to our expectations, and there is so much research that really explains how to close this gap. It is teacher expectations. Because when we expect and have high expectations for kids, we do things differently. We teach differently. We expect differently. We hold on differently. And so many times those teachers look different. They look like the outlier. They stand out and we say, oh, that's her, she's so different, or she just does the most, or he just does the most. And what we do with outliers, we actually look at them and many times we exclude them from the data set because they have the tendency to skew the data. But maybe we're excluding those who know the solution to our problem. And so what we need to do, we need to look at those outliers and we need to multiply those outliers. This graph needs to flip so that it looks like this. Because if mathematics is solely about the following: if mathematics is about reasoning, problem solving, and structure, and we engage in it through standards of mathematical practice, then perhaps our own practices are flawed because we simply believe there's no solution to this real world math problem. Rain happens when cold and warm masses intersect. Mastery happens when beliefs and actions intersect. This is how you solve a real-world math problem.